Welcome back to our session on SQL functions. In the previous sessions, we have started our discussion about the SQL functions, where we had a detailed discussion on the number and character functions. So now in today's session, we will try to understand about the date functions in detail. So what is the purpose of a date function? On which data types do we use them? So usually we will be applying these date functions on attributes that hold the date as the data type. In SQL, we all knew that the date data type is pretty much format sensitive. So what is the default format that we will follow for the date data type? It is DD MON RR. Okay, so here DD indicates the day of the month, MON indicates the 3-character format of month, and that too in uppercase, and RR indicates the last 2 digits of year. Right, so why are we saying that this is an RR format? So one has to understand here that basically in SQL we have the date formats in 2 ways. So what are those 2 ways? We call them as the RR format, and the next one we have is the YY format. Yes, so the RR format is the default one which is used. If we are working with the current data, so when you are working on the present data, you may prefer to even use the YY format. So we have RR and YY format. So in which sense these RR and YY format differ from one another? We should understand that clearly before going for these date functions. Okay, so here with the YY format, it usually appends the current century to the given year. Okay, but with RR format, it calculates, the Oracle server calculates the century to be appended. Okay, so here you may get a question. What is the problem if we add the current century always? Why are we speaking that much about an RR and YY format in specific? Right, so now first suppose if we are trying to store the data for a particular date, for suppose my joining date is something like this. If I have 22nd May 95. Yes, so if we are working with this YY format, internally how the data will be stored? It will add always the current century. So my joining date will be internally stored as 22 May 2095. Am I right or no? Yes, but can this be my joining year? We are still in 2021. Am I right or not? So in such a situation, this is a forthcoming year. So in such a situation, how can we add always the current century to the given last 2 digits of the year? Is that a valid question? Yes. So that is the reason why whenever we have current data, that is whenever we say that we will be working only in the current situations, we make use of YY format, or otherwise it is preferable to go with the RR format. So now let us try to understand how the Oracle server will calculate the RR format. Yes, so now in order to calculate this RR format internally, it uses a table. Yes, so what is that table that we use for this RR format? So we are specific about the Oracle server's calculation of the RR format. So we have a table that is followed internally. So here we have the specified year, which is provided with the last two digits. Always we prefer the last two digits. And here on the rows side we have the current year, where we will specify again the last two digits. Right, so now here if our range of values are something like this, so we have values from 0 to 49 and 50 to 99. Again the same logic, we are dividing them into half, nothing more than that. Okay, similarly here on the current century also, current year also, we will take from 0 to 49 and 50 to 99. Okay, so here if we are providing the current year, the last two digits in 0 to 49 and also the specified year in 0 to 49, it will add the current century. If not the case, it will add the century before the current century. Okay, so again here in this scenario it will add the century after the current century, and in the last case again it adds the current century. Now let us take the same problem. Yes, so I have given the joining date as 22 May 95. So what is the current year? We are in 2021. So the last two digits are 21. Right? So into which block do we belong to? We should check here in this one, because we are in 21 as the last two digits of the current year. Then what are the specified last two digits in this year? 95. So this comes here. So what is the century to be added? The century before the current century. So internally, if you are using an RR format, how does it store? It will store as 22 May 1995. So this can be considered correct because 95 is an older year, that is our past. Right, so this is how the RR and the YY format has very much significance with SQL. Okay, so here the default date format that we have in SQL is DDMONRR, which we understood clearly. Right, first suppose this is the default format DDMONRR. We understood YRR, why not YY, right? But now if in case along with the date I also wanted to maintain the timestamp along with the date as my default format, along with the date as the default format. So in such a situation, we can make use of the alter session to enable the timestamp along with the date as the default format. Okay, so how to do that? Let us try to write the query for that. So here we have alter session set NLS underscore date underscore format is equal to, in single quotations, specify your format. So I wanted to have DD-MON instead of only the last two digits. I wanted to make it all the 4 digits of the year as the default format, and then I wanted to have HH24 MISS. So I am trying to put the timestamp in 24 hours format along with minutes and seconds. Right, so if you set like this and then if you try to retrieve the system date like select sysdate from dual. So in such a situation, it will give us the output like the today's date is 25 May, the complete year 2021, as it is in hours format, with 24 hours format. So 20, 55, 53. Yes, so here we can clearly understand that this has updated the default format. Right? If in case you wanted to revert back to DDMONRR, so in such a situation, again you will have to repeat the same alter session statement. Instead of providing this, now provide DDMONRR. Until you reset this explicitly, the default format would be this one as you have set. Okay, so whenever you wanted to set the session, you will have to make use of this command only to set the date format. Okay, but the default one would be DDMONRR only. Okay, so now let us move on with what are the different date functions that we have and why do we use these date functions. Okay, so we understood now that the date functions are applicable on the date data type and what is the default date format that we have and how to reset the date format. Now why do we require these date functions? First, suppose I wanted to add 25 May 2021 plus 100 days to it. Right, so now if you are adding 100 days, will you get a correct date? Yes or no? We cannot estimate it properly, right? Because some dates would have what should we say, some months will have 30 days and some months will have 31 days, right? So for suppose here, from exactly from here, let us make it as 180 s, so that each month is approximately having 30 days, right? So we should go with 6 months. So our date approximately would be 25th December 2021, right? But is that correct? Because some months will have 31 days, so we cannot approximate it exactly, right? So for that reason, we are trying to provide the date functions. Instead of performing the mathematical manipulations to the date, we will make use of these date functions. So what are the different date functions that are available? The first one we have is months underscore between. The next function we have is add underscore months. Then we have next underscore day. Fourth one, last underscore day. In addition to this, we have round and trunc functions that can be applied even to the date data type. Okay, so now let us discuss about each of these functions in detail. Okay, so I am starting with the months underscore between function. So what is the purpose of this months underscore between? The name itself, it is suggesting us that it will be providing you the difference between two dates. Yes, it will provide you the difference between two given dates, right? But in which format? It will be giving you in number of months, right? So here with this definition, we can clearly understand that this months underscore between will be accepting two parameters. So here we will have months underscore between, which will have either date as the parameter or a date column as the parameter. Similarly, the second parameter would be date or again another date column. Okay, so here it is calculating the difference between these two dates and it results the resultant as the difference between these two dates in number of months, right? First, suppose here the first date is a later date and this is an older one, so obviously our result would be a positive value. If this is an older one and this is the latest one, so in that case we will get a negative value. Okay, and there are chances that the months underscore between would be resulting in fractional values like this. Yes, so what is this fraction mean? It indicates the leftover number of days or the fraction of month that we have difference between the given two dates. Okay, so let us try to understand how these months underscore between can be used in the select statement. So here you can write this as select from. I wanted to directly apply on the date value, so I am applying this on dual. So here we will write months underscore between. You provide whichever dates that you wanted to give here as input. Okay, so for suppose I will provide something here as 30th August 13, comma 30th July 13. Okay, so now in this case, what is the difference between these 2 months? It's July to August, right? So we will be getting the value as 1. There is only 1 month exactly difference between them, right? If you provide it in the reverse way, so for suppose here if I write select from, again the same table dual, now months underscore between. Now if I specify 30th July 13, comma 30th August 13. So now what is happening? This is a older one, this is the later one. So now in this case you will get the output as -1. Please do not get confused whether it is positive or negative. It is providing you the difference between the number of months given two dates for us. Okay, so let us try to write a query for this. Okay, so the way in which situations can we use this months underscore between? Okay, so for suppose we have a query like this: display the years of experience of all employees. Okay, so we wanted to provide the years of experience. So whenever we are considering the years of experience, we will be considering till date, right? Yes, so how do you get the current date? You can obtain that by using sysdate. Okay, but if we directly use the months underscore between, we will be getting the difference in months, but we wanted to get this in years, right? So as we are asked to make use of a display, we require the select clause, and the minimal clauses that we require in a select statement is select and from. From which table do we wanted to retrieve the data? From employees table. So here I am writing employees. Okay, so what I wanted to have, the years of experience. So here in the employees table we have an attribute called hire underscore date, and to obtain the current date we have a pseudo colon called as sysdate. So here what I can do, I can simply write months underscore between. Okay, so we wanted to give the latest one first, so sysdate comma hire underscore date, right? But here if I give this, I'll be getting it in months, but I want that in years, so I'll divide this by 12. There are certain situations where we will may result in fractional values also, so here in that situation I will try to round this off as well, right? So you can use the nesting of functions among the number functions as well as the date function. So first this function will be executed, the output is provided to round, and then this function will get executed. So we will get the years of experience. So this is how we can make use of the months underscore between as the function. Okay, so what is the second function that we have seen? We have listed out, right? So the second function that we have is add underscore months. Okay, so here with the help of this add underscore months, we can add number of months to a given date. So with this add underscore months, as the name suggests, we can add months to a given date. Okay, so now in such a situation, by the definition itself, we can understand that the add underscore months function will be considering two parameters. The first one would be a date value or the date column. The second one would be a number, right? So the number of months that we wanted to add. Okay, so here the number of months that we wanted to add can be given as a positive number or a negative number. So if you are providing a positive number, it will be adding months to it and we will be obtaining a later date. Okay, if you are providing a negative value, it will be going for an earlier month which will be giving us an older date. Okay, so how do we apply this? Let us try to implement that in a simple select statement. So select from, I am directly using on the dual table because I wanted to evaluate on the current date itself. So add underscore months, or I wanted to apply this on sysdate, comma 3. So as we are providing positive number, so what will be our resultant? Today's day is 25 May 21. So what is the date after 3 months? June, July, August, right? So it will be resulting in 25th August 21. Did you understand that? Yes. So here in the same way, if we provide a negative value, so I will write this as select add underscore months of sysdate, comma -3 from dual. So now what will happen? We will be getting a date which is 3 months older to it, right? So we are on May, so it will be April, March and Feb, right? So we are on month May, so 3 months older to it. Okay, so April, March and Feb. So we should get 25 Feb 21. Is that clear so forth? Yes. So this is how we can make use of add underscore month. Okay. The next function that we have is next underscore day. Okay, so what is the purpose of this next underscore day function? We usually will say that we will have a review on the next Thursday, right? So now in such a situation, what would be the next Thursday? Do you know the date? Yes, so we may or may not get the exact date. It is difficult for us to calculate 2 weeks after the present date. So in such a situation, you can make use of this next underscore day. So now here what we will do, if I say that today is 25 May 21, I wanted to conduct you, or I wanted to give a certificate to you on the next Friday. So what is the date on next Friday? Do you know that? We will have to check for it manually if I wanted to have it, right? So what is next one? 28th. right? So you are manually checking it. Instead, if you make use of this next underscore day and provide the Friday as an input along with the date, it will only provide us as 28th May 21. Right? So with this understanding on how the next underscore day works, we can easily understand what are the inputs that are to be given to the next underscore day function. So here we have next underscore day provided the first value would be the date and the second one would be the day of the week. Yes, so for this example we can write select from dual. So here I will provide this as next underscore day in parenthesis the sys date, that is today's date, comma Friday. Okay, so this will generate me an output as 28 May 21 because the upcoming Friday is 28th. Done. Yes, so if I do not want to provide this completely as Friday, I wanted to have a numerical representation for this. Yes, of course, you can make use of the numerical representation as well. Here, the day of the week starts with Sunday. Sunday is 1. So, accordingly, you can even give the numerical representation instead of the day of the week. Yes, so now how can we apply these next underscore day or add underscore months in the real time? So here is a simple example. Try to write the query for this. So I wanted to display the appraisal of an employee from their joining date, which is 6 months after their joining, and it should be Monday. Okay, so this is what we wanted to have. So how do you apply your functions on this? This is how the practicality of what we learn as the date functions come into existence. Right, so we wanted to display the appraisal from when? From their joining date, and we wanted to add 6 months to their joining date. So how do you add 6 months? We have add underscore months, but adding 6 months is not sufficient, and that must be a working day, which is Monday. So how do you obtain the Monday after 6 months of their joining date? You will make use of the next underscore day. Right, so as we wanted to display, first let us start with the select clause, and the minimal number of clauses required are 2. So here I will write from. So from which table? From employees table. As I do not have any condition, I am just ending that with semicolon. Right, so now what we will have to do? First, we should get the date after 6 months from the joining date. Right, so how will I get that? So I will have to make use of add underscore months. To which attribute? To hire underscore date. After how many months do I wanted to have this? After 6 months. Now after 6 months, whichever date is coming, we wanted to ensure that it is Monday. So how do you check for a Monday? We will be making use with the next underscore day function, and we may make it as the column of the name to be appraisal or appraisal date. Okay, so how this statement gets evaluated? As I told you, whenever you have nesting of functions, it always evaluates from inside out. So this function will be executed first. You will get a 6th month day after their hire date, and we are adding the next day, that would be the Monday. Right, is that clear? Yes, so this is how we can make use of the date functions in our real life. Okay, so the last function that we have in the date functions is the last underscore day function. So usually when we are working with the dates, we usually get confused. What is the last date of February? What is the last date of July? Yes, what is the last date of April? We do not know, because some days, some months will end up with 30, some months will end up with 31. And in 1995 February, how many days do we have? Who knows, right? So for that purpose, here we can make use of this last underscore day. So what is the purpose of this last underscore day? It will give us the last day in a month. Okay, so what is the input that we wanted to give? We will only provide one input. Yes, so here last underscore day will take only the date value or the column as the parameter, right? So how do we apply this last underscore day now? So for suppose if I wanted to write select from dual, we will make use of last underscore day and apply this on sys date, today's date, right? So today's date is 25 May 21. So by considering this month in this particular date, it will generate the last date. So what is the last day of May? 31 May 21. It need not be the current year. Even if you give an older year, for suppose I give last underscore day of something like 10 June 2010, even in that case also, by considering this June as the month and this particular year, it can give me the last date. So here I'll be writing as 30th June 10. It's up to us, right? So in addition to these functions, just like with the number functions, here also we can perform the round and truncate functions. Okay, so how exactly these round and truncate will operate? Please observe, when we are provided with a date, something like 25 May 21. Yes, so here we have two things to observe. You can round either with respect to the year or with respect to the month. Okay, so when you are rounding with respect to month, obviously a month consists of approximately 30 or 31 days, right? So how do we calculate? If we are trying to round with respect to month, we will consider this date which is less than 15 or greater than or equal to 15. If it is less than 15, we will round with the first day of current month. Okay, if it is greater than or equal to 15, so in such a situation, we will round this off to first day of next month. Okay, so just like the floor value and the seal value. Is it clear? Yes, similarly, if we are trying to round with respect to year now, yes, so in an year we knew that we have 12 months. So then if it is less than 6 or greater than or equal to 6, we are taking the central part. Yes, so if it is less than 6, it will take us to the first day of the first month in the current year. I hope it is clear for everyone, right? Similarly, if it is greater than or equal to 6, then it will be taking us to the first day of the first month, but it is for the next year. Okay, but with the truncate, we are not checking whether it is with respect to less than 15 or greater than or equal to 15 or less than 6 or greater than or equal to 6. Always trunc will allow us to move to the floor part, which would be the first day of the current month or first month of the current year. Okay, so now let us try to apply the round and trunk functions with respect to the month as well as year. Yes, so here one thing that you will have to ensure is whenever you are applying the round and trunk, these cannot take the date values directly. They will be applying the column, the date columns as input. If you wanted to apply them on date value directly, you will have to translate that into the default date format. Okay, so let us try to do this. So here I will write select round of sysdate, comma, I wanted to first round it off with month. Okay, so from dual. So what is today's date? It is 25 May 21. So as you are rounding with respect to month, it will check on these dates, right? So this is greater than 15, right? So now what should be our output? It will be 1st June 21. So it is rounding off to upper value, the first day of the next month. Okay, similarly, for the same month, if we are truncating with respect to month, so trunk of sysdate, comma, month again. Okay, so now here in this case, it will not check whether your given date is greater than 15 or less than 15. It do not bother, because it is truncating. It will just cut short this to the first day of the current month itself. Okay, so the output would be 1st May 21. Hope that is clear, right? Similarly, we will try to apply the same with respect to year. So here I will write select round of the sysdate, comma, now with respect to year from dual. So now what will happen? As we are considering year, today's date is 25 May 21. As it is with respect to year, we will consider the month. So this is greater than or equal to 5. So this will be rounding us to 1st January of the next year, 22. Okay, similarly, if we are selecting the trunk with respect to the sysdate, comma, with respect to year again from dual. So now what will happen? With truncate, it does not check whether the month is greater than 6 or less than 6. So it will be truncating us to the 1st January of the current year. Yes. Hope the session is completely understood to everyone. So that is all about the date functions in SQL. In the next session, we will try to understand in detail about the conversion functions in SQL. Thank you so much for your patience listening. Meet you in the next session with one more new concept in SQL. Thank you.